Namaste. Welcome to yet another episode in this series of videos that we have planned to discuss the great story of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. In this video, I will be sharing with you slight bit of geography about how the Pune Pargana used to look and all the areas around it. Please understand, if you really want to appreciate the story of Shivaji Maharaj, you need to understand the geography of the place he was operating from. So history and geography are connected. In fact, all those great rulers who had complete grip on the geography around them knew exactly how to use that geography to defeat any kind of enemies. So therefore, it is very imperative for all of us to come together in this video and understand the geography of Maharashtra. Now, as I told you, Shivaji Maharaj, the young boy, 12-year-old boy, along with his mother, now go and settle themselves in Pune. Now, let's understand Pune. As I told you, Pune and the nearby areas were under the dominion of Shivaji Maharaj. Now, what all areas were there? First, Pune, that main Pune Pargana. 290 villages were there in that one area of Pune. Second, Supe Pargana. There were around 63 villages in Supe. Third, Indapur Pargana. There were 85 villages in Indapur. Fourth, Chakan Pargana. There were 64 villages here. Fifth, Shirwar. There were 40 villages in that. And apart from these 5 parganas or districts, the sixth one, that is the most important for us to understand and get a grip on in this entire storyline, is an area called as the Mavals. Okay, Mavals, Maval. It is, while you pronounce in English it is Maval, but in Marathi we call it as Maval. Okay, so Maval. And the people who used to stay in this area called Maval were called as Mavale. Or in English we say Mavale, but actually in Marathi we call them as Mavale. So I've brought this map in front of you. I've taken it from Google Maps to explain to you the area which Shivaji was operating from. You can see this is the central Pune area here. Small other areas are visible on this map like Chakan and Indapur and so on. We will go into details later. But what I want to just share with you is this. You can see this entire zone here. Okay, this entire zone here is the Sahyadri range, the mountain ranges of Sahyadris. Now, as I told you in the previous episodes, if this is the Sahyadris, okay, this entire area, I'm roughly drawing it. If this is the Sahyadri range, then the area that tapers towards the sea, this corner area, is referred to as Konkan. Remember this name, Konkan. And to the other side, as the Sahyadris slide down into mainland India, this area near the Sahyadris, that is tapering downwards towards Pune and mainland India, that is called as the Mavals. So Mavals are on the east of the Sahyadris and Konkan is on the left of the Sahyadris. Till here, is it clear? So now let's talk about the Konkan area in detail. The entire length, the vertical length of the Konkan area is around 550 kilometers, and the breadth, right, from the Sahyadris up till the ocean, the breadth is around 40 to 80 kilometers. It ranges based on the mountain setting, correct? So this is the Konkan area. Now let me tell you, from the Sahyadris, there are various streams of water, small rivers that flow down from the mountains and enter into the Arabian Ocean, therefore making the entire Konkan belt very difficult to cross very easily, because there are many streams on the way cutting the entire belt into small parts. That therefore was one of its strongest points, that one army coming from the north could take a lot of time to reach the south. This is the reason why none of the major armies ever tried to descend into Konkan. The second problem of attacking Konkan from outside was the Sahyadris. Now you should know that if someone from the mainland India wants to attack the Konkan area, then they have to pass through the Sahyadris. There were very few passageways within the Sahyadris that could allow you to enter into Konkan, and even these passageways were very narrow, winding through valleys and forests and hills, making that entire walk or the march extremely difficult. A small contingent could by one chance cross over, but a whole army with chariots and horses and elephants practically impossible for them to cross over and attack Konkan. So you see, Konkan was protected by two powerful warriors, Sahyadris on the east and the huge ocean on the west. That made Konkan completely impregnable. So this was as far as Konkan is concerned. Now let's shift our attention to the right of the Sahyadris. Now what happens on the eastern side of the Sahyadris is, as the Sahyadris slope towards Pune and towards mainland India, they create a lot of valleys on the right hand side. I will draw it and show it to you. As you can see, these are the Sahyadris, right? Now as they slope towards mainland, you can see there are various hands of the Sahyadri which are now resting onto the Indian subcontinent. Now this area between these hands, okay, these are called as valleys. In Marathi, they were called as khore. And like that, there were 12 such khores. And these 12 khores became known as the Mavals. Okay, so this is the Maval area now. Let us name them one by one, and then I will geographically show you also where these Mavals area were. So I will start from south to north, and in that sequence I will tell you the names of the Mavals and where all they are situated. You have to be very careful with this. Very, very important places to understand in this whole story of Shivaji Maharaj. First is Rohit Khore. This Maval of Rohit Khore had around 42 villages in it, and the Deshmukhs who were controlling the entire Maval area were the Jedhes and the Khopdes. These were two families who were controlling. Now remember these names, Jedhes and Khopdes. I will tell you and I show you the map why I am asking you to remember. Now let's show you the map where this area was, exactly Rohit Khore. So as you can see on the screen, I have brought the Google Maps in front of you. Right below Pune, can you see I have marked the Rohida Fort there? The Rohida Fort is in Rohit Khore, so that area on the south of Pune, but to the east of the Sahyadris, that area was called as Rohit Khore. Now remember, Khopdes and Jedes, why are they important? Rohit Khore or Rohida Fort, can you see, is very close to this very dense mountain range. But this mountain range is very important for you to know. Can you see Mahabaleshwar somewhere in the center? And to the left of Mahabaleshwar, you see a very important point called as the Pratapgarh Fort. And a very, very important event is going to happen at Pratapgarh Fort, in which these Jedhes and Khopdes are going to be playing one crucial role, one negative and one positive. We will talk about it in detail. So just know where Rohida Fort is and where Rohit Khore is and where Pune is. I hope you understood about the Rohida Fort. Second is Hirdas Maval. Where is Hirdas Maval? You can see I have marked one area called Bhor, Bhor. Around this area, the Hirdas Maval was there, and you can see Pune is upside there. So Hirdas Maval is slightly to the north of the earlier Rohit Khore. So this is again to the east of Sahyadris, Hirdas Maval. Let's go to the third. Third is called as the Vedvanda Khore. Now Vedvanda Khore, that valley, as you can see, I have marked Vedvand on the Google map. It's to the southwest of Pune. That was the third Maval, that is the Vedvanda Khore. Fourth is the Gunjan Maval. Gunjan Maval is here, as you can see here. It's a very, very important Maval. I will show you first the geographical location. This is the entire area. And where is Pune? I'll show it to you to the northeast of that particular area. The one which we have marked here. Okay, this one. Khore is one of the most important valleys here, because within this valley, in one of the mountain ranges there, Rajgarh, one of the most important forts of the Swarajya that Shivaji Maharaj had built, lies. In fact, it was the capital of the entire kingdom of Shivaji Maharaj in the initial years. Fifth is called as the Karnad Khore. Now Karnad Khore, as you can see here, I have marked it here for you. Now where is Pune? I'll show it to you again. Pune again here is on the northeast. This is Karnad Khore. Very important place because it houses another very important fort, that is, as you can see, the Torna Fort. Torna Fort was so powerful and so difficult to access. The British, when they saw this fort, they called it as the Eagle's Nest. The fort is Torna, but the fifth Maval is called as the Karnad Khore. Let's go to the sixth. The sixth one is called as the Mose Khore. As you can see, I have marked it for you, Mose Khore. Where is Pune? Okay, can you see Pune here? Yes. So you can see this is Pune here and this is Mose Khore here. You are slightly now inching towards the north. So this is Mose Khore. Let's now go to the seventh. The seventh is called as Mutha Khore. So I'll show it to you on the map where Mutha Khore is. As you can see on the map, this marked area is the Mutha area here. And where is Pune? I'll show you where Pune is. As you can see, yes, there is Pune here and Mutha here. In fact, if you just scroll down here, you will find one river also by the name Mutha River. So this was the 7th. Now let's go on to the 8th. The 8th Mavar is called as Paud Khore. I'll show you on the map where Paud Khore is. As you can see on the screen, this is where Paud Khore is. And let me show you where Pune is. So Pune is right there, correct? And this is Paud Khore. Now of course, what I'm showing you is the current day affairs of what Paud Khore is or what Mutha is. But in those times, they meant quite wider and larger areas. So this was the 8th. Now let's go on to the 9th. The 9th Mavar is called as the Pavan Mavar. Now Pavan Mavar is very famous because many of you must have gone there for tourism. The very famous Pavana Lake is there. Also one very famous fort, the Tikona Fort, lies in the Pavan Mavar. I'll show it to you on the map. As you can see, this is the Pavana Lake. You can also see Tikona Fort here on the southeast of Pavana Lake. And where is Pune now? As you can see, Pune is here. Okay, now moving on to the 10th. The 10th Mavar's name is Nane Mavar. A very famous Mavar because here there are 3 forts. Rajmachi, Visapur, that is Visagarh, and Lohagad. These 3 forts are there in this Nane Mavar. I will show it to you on the map. As you can see in the map here, I have put the pin on Rajmachi Fort. You can see at the north of your screen. And if you slightly see in the south, you will be able to see Visapur Fort. You will be able to see Lohagad Fort. All this area, this entire area was called as the Nane Mavar. And I will show you where Pune is now. Okay, this is Pune here. So now you can see we have covered 10 Mavars. All of these 10 Mavars, can you see, are to the left of Pune and to the right of the Sahyadris. That entire area, those valley areas, they were called as the Mavars. Now apart from these, there are 2 more. The 11th Mavar is known as Khedebare Mavar. Khedebare Mavar is very famous because it has the famous fort Simhagad on it. And the second is the Karyat Mavar. Now of these 2 Mavars, that is Khedebare and Karyat Mavar was actually not a separate unit or a separate Mavar as such, but for the purpose of this story, and at that time, it used to be considered as the 12th Mavar. Okay, as you can see, I've put the pin on Simhagad Fort. And where is Pune? As you can see, yes, this is Pune here. Okay. And just above the Khedebare Mavar is the Karyat Mavar. It is not exactly near the Sahyadri mountains. It is more towards Pune. Hence, it was not actually technically a Mavar, but it was considered as the 12th Mavar. In each of these Mavals, there were various villages, and the Mavars, along with Pune, Chakan, Supe, Indapur and Shirwar, all of these areas combined together to be known as the Pune Jagir, the greater Pune Jagir, which was given by Adil Shah to Shivaji to govern, and Shivaji is planning to set up his young 12-year-old boy Shivaji to go and govern this entire province. Now something about the Mavars. You should know that this area, the Mavars, each of these Mavars had one stream, one river coming down from the Sahyadris into their places. Like for example, even today there are these rivers like the Mutha River, the Nira River, the Indrayani River. All these rivers were mentioned in those particular years also, as well as they are there today also for you to see. But there are few rivers which have disappeared also now. So each of these Mavars had a separate river of their own. But there was one big problem. The soil in this particular area was not very fertile, and due to that agriculture was very low. And because of low agriculture, the income of these people staying in the Mavars, that is the Mavares, was very low. They were poor people. And because of that, they were neglected as a lot also. No ruler paid much attention or special attention towards these people. The area in which they were living was also a difficult terrain, valleys, rivers. The people here, it is said, were short in height. That is the Maoris. They were short in height, but they were physically extremely strong and powerful and very hardworking. It is these Maoris who will eventually become close companions of the young Shivaji, who is about to walk into this Pune Jagir and take control of this area. One another life event in Shivaji's life, as he was leaving Bangalore to come to Pune, that is the age of 12, he got married to a girl named Saibai, who was the young daughter of Mudhoji Naik Nimbalkar. Saibai married Shivaji when Shivaji was just 12 years old. 12 years old Shivaji means this is the year 1642. So 1642 is the year in which Shivaji gets married to Saibai. Eventually, as you will see, unfortunately, Saibai passes away at a very young age, only 17 years after marriage, that is in the year 1659. But before passing away, in 1657, that is just 2 years before passing away, she gives birth to one of India's most fierce heroes that was to walk on this planet, the great Sambhaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, who is very famously known as Java. We will talk about his stories also as future unfolds. There is a lot to share. We will go step by step. Saibai was a very smart lady. She was politically very astute. She knew everything that was going around, and you will see that in one future episode in Shivaji's life, how she gave him sane advice that helped him navigate through some troubled times. A very, very strong lady. So Shivaji, as you can see, has a strong mother, has a strong wife. They played a crucial role in shaping his character. Shahji also had so much faith in Shivaji. Can you imagine? He's giving this entire prized possession of the Pune Jagir to this son, Shivaji, to go and govern. He had faith, he had hope, he had trust in him. So Shivaji, even though he was emotionally quite attached to his mother, he had a very strong relation with his father also. What all discussions they must have entered into, what all Shahji must have installed in Shivaji's mind that he went on to do these great activities, that only history knows, we will never come to know. But I would like to tell you, as I am reading all this stuff, as much as Jizabai, Jizamata is instrumental in shaping Shivaji's life, Shahji also had a great role in it. Even Jizamata, she came from a very royal family. The Jadhavs, I've told you about them. She always had attendants all around her. Even as a child and even as now she's a mother, she always had attendants. Even the Jadhavs were powerful and even Shahaji Raje Bhosle was powerful. She came from a royal family, but she did not have power, that much power that would always make her feel safe. Can you imagine what troubled time she must be going through when Shivaji was years 1 to 6? Her husband was not there. She was at Junnar. All chaos was breaking out in Maharashtra between Nizam Shahi, Mughals and Adil Shahi. There was always fear. Any time an army contingent could just walk into Junnar because the leader would be mad at Shahji, walk to Junnar because they knew that Shahji has his wife and a young baby there. It was a soft target. Anytime someone could come there. She feared for her life. She feared for her son's life. The first 6 years, 1630 to 1636, must be so critical, so turbulent. And I'm pretty sure it was after that, once Shahji settled, that he called them to Bangalore. But the first 6 years, complete uncertainty. I told you last time, don't take the Islamic rule in India very lightly. And it was in such years of uncertainty, turmoil and constant fear that Jizamata Bhosle raised her son Shivaji to become a lion. What was motivating her? What could possibly be motivating her in this dark scenario of Islamic rule within India? Only one tool, hope for a better future. But was it really possible? She thought yes, and her steely resolve that yes, it is possible eventually transformed the mind of this young boy Shivaji. And what did she do? It is said that throughout his childhood, she told him stories from Ramayana and Mahabharat. This is a lesson for all. Ramayana and Mahabharat, these are the two original Itihaas works. Ramayana is written by the great sage Valmiki and Mahabharat is written by the great sage Vyasadeva. When I am talking of Ramayana and Mahabharat, I am not talking of the serials that are right now projecting these two epics in a very, very incorrect way. I am talking of the originals. At that time, of course, there were no serials to destroy the sanctity of this literature. Ramayana and Mahabharat was taught by Jizamata to her young baby boy. And look what happened. An unachievable target was achieved. This is the power of the Vedic literature that we have, but we unfortunately don't know the importance of these literatures. the power that these holy books have. They can positively transform mind of children into achieving great heights in their personal lives and also for society at large. These books do not teach you to be cruel to others. These books do not teach you to hurt others, to harm others, but they teach you to rise in life in spite of all obstacles and to do good for not only yourselves but also serve society. So all those parents who are watching this video, I would request you, start teaching your children Ramayana and Mahabharat, not from TV serials, but go for the authentic sources. Go and buy books from authentic sources and start teaching it to your children. Mahabharat, I will tell you 2 authentic books. One, if you want to read in Hindi, you have the Gita Press Gorakhpur publication of the entire Mahabharat, shloka by shloka, verse by verse, translated into Hindi. And if you want English, you have to read the translation done by Bibek Debroy. He has translated the entire Mahabharat into English. You can read it for yourself. Also, if you want to first read the summary of the Mahabharat, which I personally recommend you should before going for the full-fledged version, then I will give you 2 options. Option 1 is the Mahabharat written by Krishna Dharma Das. And option 2 is the Mahabharat written by Purna Pragya Das. I have personally read both of them. They are fantastic summaries. I urge all of you to go for any one of them and then go for the full-fledged version. And the same goes for Ramayana also. Gita Press has published Ramayana in both English as well as Hindi translations. I'm talking of the Valmiki Ramayana. You can also go for Tulsidas Ramayana, which is called as Ramcharitra Manas. Teach this to your children. It will make them so strong and so culturally rooted that no influence in future, no dark influence in future, no evil influence in future can ever destabilize them. And they will always march ahead with piety and dharma in their hearts to do good for others, to do good for themselves. They will rise in life. I am giving you commitment. Start teaching them these books. And this advice that I am giving you is time tested. You have thousands and thousands of examples. One example I am telling you in this episode. Jiza Mata Bhosle teaching Ramayana Mahabharat to Shivaji. It changed the future of our country. These are not ordinary books. The lessons learned from these epics and the love, care and affection parted onto him by his parents, Jizamata and Shahji, eventually became the armor of Shivaji, which helped him fight and sustain the powerful Islamic empires he was to go heads on against. His life is now going to enter into very difficult times. What do you think? A young boy who doesn't even have an army of his own, living in a small place called as Pune Jagir, having absolutely no control or influence over anything. His father also is in service of a very powerful Islamic empire only few kilometers away in Bijapur. In the north, there is the gigantic Mughal empire. What scope does a young boy have in front of these powerful kingdoms, who have powerful armies, who have lots of wealth, who have lots of contacts? What scope does he have? In spite of this, something is going to happen. Please stay connected with these episodes. You will learn a story of fight back. You will learn a story of strategy making. You will learn how intelligence eventually is more powerful than physical strength. You will learn these stories through the life story of Shivaji Maharaj, and who learned these lessons from his mother, who taught him the glorious epics of Ramayana and Mahabharat. I hope you enjoyed this entire video. If you loved the presentation, I would request you to kindly like the video, comment here what you liked, and please do share this video with all your friends and family. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Eventually, I am going to share all stories happening in the life of Shivaji Maharaj in great detail, and eventually I'll also be building the story character of the main nemesis, that is Aurangzeb. Eventually, these two powerful forces are going to clash. So I need to tell you about Aurangzeb also. I need to tell you about Shivaji also, and how both these streams eventually enter into one very, very exciting clash that's going to happen in future. What Shivaji Maharaj will do to fight these powerful sultans will fascinate you. And it's not only Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb is very far away. The bigger threat is the one which is nearby, the powerful Adil Shah, under whose rule He is right now governing a small Jagir. Fascinating tales are to follow. Stay tuned. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.